Okay, this is not a drill. Justin Bieber has finally broken his silence. After months of speculation, online whispers, and 1,000 fan theories, he's confirmed it. He and Hailey Bieber are over. Yes, as in, done. Divorced.
June, August, and February 2026. The Saturn return can definitely coincide with a significant milestone like a divorce. It brings you into adulthood and makes you face reality. A lot of old relationships end at the Saturn return. This is Justin Bieber's chart, and Uranus is going to be transiting his descendant June through August. So this is a transit that oftentimes leads to divorce if a couple's been together for a while, like Hailey and Justin have. Uranus is the planet of sudden change, freedom, disruption, chaos, liberation, unpredictability, unexpected surprises, and your descendant is your partnership angle. It's the most sensitive point in your chart for partnerships. So a lot of times this transit shows a split. So also Saturn is conjunct his Venus late February, early March, and will be within 10 degrees of his Venus all year. This is a transit that also makes you face reality in your relationships and can also be a transit where a couple decides to go their separate ways. So I think the split could come at any point during the year, but if I had to say, because of the way their transits are coinciding, I would say that the most likely time for a split would be between June and August, with my bet being more around June 2025. So we'll see what happens.
And if you thought this was going to be your average "we grew apart" celebrity split, think again. What Justin just said is raw, emotional, and honestly, a little messy. From cryptic posts and ringless sightings to behind-the-scenes tensions and that awkward Vogue post, we're breaking it all down. So sit tight, because we're diving into the real reason this A-list couple is calling it quits, and trust me, the drama runs deep. After months of silence, Justin Bieber finally opened up. In a private interview that's now making the rounds, the pop star confirmed what fans have suspected for a long time. His marriage to Hailey is officially over. He said, quote, "We've decided to separate. It's been a long time coming. We both want clarity and honestly peace. Peace." After 7 years of high-profile love, intense media pressure, and one of the most scrutinized marriages in pop culture, Justin is choosing peace. But here's the part that really turned heads. He added, "Sometimes love isn't enough when the person beside you stops feeling like home." Whoa, that's not just an announcement. That's a heartbreak. And fans immediately knew this wasn't just mutual. This wasn't just drifting apart. This was emotional fallout that had been building for a while. Now let's rewind a bit, because in hindsight, the signs were everywhere. Remember the Met Gala earlier this year? Hailey showed up solo, stunning as always, but noticeably without Justin. No explanation, no public statement, just an empty space beside her. Then came the cryptic Instagram behavior. Justin began posting blurry selfies, moody song lyrics, and even shared a selfie with tears in his eyes. Fans were alarmed. Was it emotional vulnerability or a cry for help? And who could forget the now infamous disapproving TikTok clips of the couple looking, well, tense? Hailey trying to smile for the cameras while Justin looked like he wanted to be anywhere else. At one point, he literally closed a car door on her without waiting. That's not exactly husband of the year energy. Plus, fans noticed something else. Hailey stopped liking Justin's posts. For someone who used to be his #1 supporter on social media, that sudden change didn't go unnoticed. Now, let's shift focus, because this isn't just about Justin walking away. Hailey had her own breaking point. Insiders close to the couple are saying Hailey has been deeply frustrated by Justin's recent behavior, describing it as immature and emotionally inconsistent. Reports say she felt unsupported, especially after the birth of their first child, Jack Blues, last August. This was supposed to be a new chapter for them, a baby, a family. But instead of bonding, it seems the cracks only deepened. Hailey's been doing what she always does, keeping it together publicly. But privately, she's been exhausted. One source even said, she's tired of trying to hold the relationship together while Justin drifts through moods, cryptic posts, and emotional withdrawals. Let's not forget, earlier this year, Hailey unfollowed Justin on Instagram, even if just for a short while. Her camp tried to pass it off as a technical glitch, but fans weren't buying it. That's the kind of move you only make when something's really not okay behind the scenes. And if that wasn't enough proof, Hailey's recent Vogue interview pulled back the curtain even more. She said, "Well, I thought 7 years in it would have died down already, and it hasn't. You would think after having a child, people would maybe move on, chill out a little bit, but no. So I guess these bitches are gonna be mad. That doesn't sound like someone at peace. That sounds like someone who's done with the noise, and maybe with the relationship too. Of course, it takes two. And Justin? He's clearly been struggling too. In recent months, he's been seen looking emotionally overwhelmed in public. He's also been spotted smoking weed recreationally and skipping public events he was expected to attend. His emotional state has fans genuinely concerned. Some believe he's spiraling. Others think he's processing everything in his own way. But one thing's clear, he hasn't been himself. The tipping point might have been that Instagram post about Hailey's Vogue cover, which was meant to be sweet, but ended up coming across as awkward and even a little insulting. Here's what he wrote. "Yo, this reminds me when Hailey and I got into a huge fight. I told Hale she'd never be on the cover of Vogue. Yikes, I know. So mean. I thought I had to get even, but all that does is block connection. So baby, you already know, but forgive me for saying that. Clearly I was wrong." On the surface, that's an apology, but it's also a public confession that he once doubted her. That kind of tribute felt more like reopening an old wound, and fans weren't impressed. The comment section? Brutal. Many called it tone-deaf, manipulative, and just weird timing. And here's where things get complicated. Because as much as both Justin and Hailey have tried to move on, Selena Gomez's name keeps getting pulled back into the narrative. Sources claim Hailey became increasingly obsessed with tracking Selena, her music, her interviews, even her fan comments. Some say she had Google alerts set for any mention of Selena. Things allegedly boiled over after Selena released her song, "Don't Take It Personally." The lyrics had fans speculating it was the subtle shot at Hailey. Whether that's true or not, it clearly hit a nerve. One insider claimed Hailey actually woke Justin up in the middle of the night to ask if he thought the song was about her. And Justin, apparently, told her, "Selena isn't thinking about us anymore. Why are you?" Yikes. That kind of comment doesn't just sting, it burns. And it's easy to imagine how that kind of moment could trigger the final unraveling. So where does that leave us now? According to sources, Justin has moved out of their shared LA home and is staying with family in Canada, trying to reset and regain emotional stability. He's also reportedly working on new music, a stripped-down, vulnerable album that explores everything he's been through. Hailey, meanwhile, is still in LA, focused on her brand, Rhode Skin, and surrounding herself with friends and business allies. She hasn't publicly commented on the split, but her social media says a lot. Quotes about healing, wellness content, and a very intentional silence. Behind the scenes, it said she's working closely with a PR team, carefully managing her public image as a graceful, composed woman navigating heartbreak under the spotlight. And honestly, no one can blame her. When the world treats your marriage like a Netflix series, you have to protect yourself. Whether you were a fan of them together or not, there's no denying this is the end of a huge pop culture chapter. Justin and Hailey weathered more public pressure than most couples could ever imagine. From fan wars and paparazzi to intense online scrutiny and comparisons to past relationships, they were under the microscope from day one. They made it through multiple health scares. They tried to build a family, they created a brand, but in the end, it just wasn't enough. And maybe that's the real takeaway here. Love alone doesn't guarantee longevity, especially when fame, pressure, mental health, and personal growth are all fighting for space in the same marriage. So yes, it's over. Justin and Hailey are heading their separate ways. And while we may never know everything that happened behind closed doors, what we do know is that this split has been coming for a long time. Let us know what you think in the comments. Do you believe Justin's version of events? Do you think Hailey will eventually speak out? And are we finally done dragging Selena into all this? If you liked this deep dive, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to Celebrity Corner for all the biggest updates, drama, and behind-the-scenes stories. New videos drop weekly, and you won't want to miss what's coming next. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.